Everyone dressed up for the formal dinner and adjourned to the library to state their case. An hour later, everyone finished making their recording to the killer. Recordings of everyone's statements. Note before you read the statements, and multiply next to a statement means the statement is incorrect or insufficient. Those with a lot of multiply have a high chance of getting a scared card and being murdered by the killer next. After the guests present their theory, they must guess who the killer is. Lindsay, from her recording I gotta hand it to you. Every single day brings new challenges. Eddie, so, you go online and you order a mountain lion. Who hasn't done that? Lindsay, there must have been some mountain lion wandering around. You somehow lured the mountain lion in. Multiply. Bernice, the mat there had a special pressure pad. RJ, which slowly lifted the door. In that compartment was the mountain lion. Sue, you gave us those 2 pieces of raw meat. One for me and one for Alfred. Liam, when Alfred goes to the stove to turn it on, he gets a face full of cyanide. Miranda, the stove released enough oxygen to where it was able to stop his heart. Multiply. RJ, Alfred didn't know it, but he was already out. His involuntary movements agitated the mountain lion as it scratched his leg. Alana, God, and then the mountain lion climbs up to the stove and takes the meat on the plate. Rod, Alfred eventually locks eyes with the mountain lion and his flight or fight response causes his heart rate to shoot through the roof. Multiply. The mountain lion scared Alfred to death. Multiply. Eddie, the mountain lion comes out, brings him down to the ground, and slashes his throat. Alfred died from blood loss. Multiply. Sue, I bet you didn't know my father was an industrial engineer. He used cyanide salts in his business, and that's probably what killed Alfred. Eddie, I know that the killer is Liam. Liam, tell you what, Rod, that was pretty good. Alana, even though you may still be playing the cute card, Miranda, I think you're the killer. RJ, I'm telling you right now, Rod, you're going to slip up. And I'm going to get you. Rod, Liam, you are the killer. Sue, you're a sick person, Rod, and I know you killed Alfred. Filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, Eddie close black lens bracket. Everyone met in the parlor while the banquet room was becoming set up. After we had finished creating our recordings, I had an uneasy feeling that just wouldn't go away. Needless to say, I had many doubts about my theory. Somebody here did it. Somebody brought a mountain lion in, Liam said. I pointed to Liam. You solved the riddle, right? What did you find in the safe? There was a schematic instruction on how to create a rig and to put it in the stove to deliver cyanide, he responded. Lindsay, Miranda, Rod, and I were shocked. Cyanide. My heart plunged to the ground. That's not the type of theory anyone can guess. Missing this vital piece of information in my recording could cost me my life. Liam added, that also accounted for the white powder on Alfred's shirt. I am certain that somebody on my team is going to end up in the morgue, and as spiteful as it sounds, I'm hoping it's Lindsay. Nobody on our team even trusted her, yet we decided to keep her around. A couple minutes later, the maids instructed us to head into the banquet hall where we all sat down. Looks like this table is getting small, Rod mourned. Liam raised his glass. I'd like to propose a toast, to Alfred. Everyone cheered their glasses together. That's one less good cop out there, Miranda groaned. Alfred fooled nobody, I replied. See, that's why I didn't trust him though. He was lying about it and I'm like why? Rod added. Bernice retorted, I thought he was just being humble. Don't you think? Sue shouted across the table to Rod, are we talking about somebody lying? I can't believe it, she feigned a gasp. Rod laughed in embarrassment. My lamb chop is a little undercooked. I should go to the kitchen to cook it, Liam chuckled. The other guests gasped from his dark humor. No, oh my goodness, Liam. Sue facepalmed. Guys, let's have one meal in peace. Stop with the jokes, Bernice said. Soon, Charles slowly entered the dining hall and a sudden chill filled the room. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't wish to magnify the situation, but it seems that the killer has his or her eye on one guest in particular. It seems that one of you has gone from very scared to very impressive. For now, you are proving to being a worthy adversary. Congratulations to Sue, you will live to see another day. Everyone applauded for her as she beamed with triumph. Finally, Charles continued to read the envelope. As for the rest of you, Charles will shed light on what your eyes failed to see. Charles read the killer's murder story. Alfred was easy prey. He entered the kitchen with high hopes of adding fire to his carnivorous breakfast. What he didn't know was that I was preparing a very special surprise, cyanide gas. The true cause of death. Like Alfred, I was tickled pink that some of you discovered that I rigged the grill with a coil to spit out the deadly poison. You must admit that was a clever twist. However, that was not all I rigged. When Alfred stepped on the floor mat, the trapdoor opened, and the mountain lion emerged. Suffice it to say, it was very hungry. Luckily, the beast didn't want Alfred's life, it just wanted his steak. I hope you found this a juicy story you could truly sink your teeth into. Beast wishes. Your killer. I will be distributing the envelopes that indicate who else will become a prey to the predator. Filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, third person close black lens bracket. The guests opened their envelopes and revealed their cards. Here were the overall outcomes in order. Liam spared. RJ spared. Alana spared. Next, it was Lindsay's turn to open her card. The other guests were expecting her to get a scared card. Everyone even joined forces to eliminate her. However, Lindsay spared. The guests were baffled, especially Bernice. Their team's plan had ultimately failed. Bernice scowled. What? She's definitely the killer, she thought in her mind. Why are you making that face, Bernice? Lindsay laughed. I mean, I just thought you were the killer, you know, she laughed back. You barely had any information. Maybe because I was smart enough to focus on solving the murder instead of worrying about other people. Lindsay retorted. Bernice rolled her eyes. Lindsay, you. Lindsay interrupted her. I just don't understand why you've been so passive-aggressive to me throughout this whole competition. Ladies, please, let's cool it down a bit. We still need to open a few more envelopes, Charles said, attempting to cease their argument. They both pouted. Bernice spared. Rod scared. Oh, man, called it. Rod sighed. Liam was in shock after Rod revealed his scared card since he believed Rod was the killer. Looks like I'm going to have to rethink my strategy if you get murdered, Liam said. I really hope I don't. Eddie scared. Well, it was nice knowing you, Eddie. Rod clinked glasses with him. Miranda spared. Shortly after everyone opened their envelopes, Charles received a mysterious phone call with a sinister ringtone. The guests were startled by the abrupt noise. Who must be calling me at this time? He picked up his phone to see who it was. It was the killer. Who is going to get murdered next? Rod or Eddie? Read chapter 21 to find out. Open black lens bracket POV. Third person close black lens bracket. What the hell? Why is the killer calling? Miranda exclaimed. I'll put it on speaker. Charles placed the phone on the table and answered the call. For some strange reason, nobody was picking up. Charles spoke to his phone. Hello. Still, there was silence. Why isn't the killer saying anything? Alana asked. 10 seconds of awkward silence later, a recording of Alana's voice played on the phone. Alana's voice, "Hi, I'm Alana and I'm the killer. Are you surprised?" Everyone stared at Alana. She seemed awfully confused. "I did not say that." Alana giggled in embarrassment. The recording continued playing. Bernice's voice, "You should be because I'm the killer." "Yes, me, Bernice." Rod's voice, "It's me, Rod. I'm the killer. I guess you have to keep on guessing." Eddie's voice, "If you all want to live, I suggest you guys can get out of the house and go ride your high horse." "I am Eddie. I am the killer." Liam's voice, "Now, I know for many of you, you may think you're in for happy trails, but you're not." RJ's voice, "It's me, RJ. One of us is going to ride into the sunset never to return." Sue's voice, "I am Sue. I'm going to kill you when you least expect it." Miranda's voice, "Yeah, me, Miranda. Allow me to offer you these chili morgs." Lindsay's voice, "Be at the horse stables or I will put you down." Squeaky laugh. After the recording played, there was a beep sound indicating that the call had ceased. Charles picked up his phone and left the banquet hall. "I don't laugh like that," Lindsay giggled. "Sue, you don't," Bernice sarcastically replied. "Holy crap, how did the killer do that?" Rod was in awe. "I mean, the killer is always spying on us. Could they have gotten things we said and put them together in the recording?" "The killer could have made some sort of collage of our voices," Miranda suggested. "Yeah, the whole house could be rigged," RJ replied. Bernice jumped in, "Of course the house is rigged. Athena saw a video of herself on the TV." "So has anyone seen the stables?" Eddie asked. "No, but it doesn't matter because either me or Eddie is dead," Rod answered. A couple minutes passed and the table finished their conversation. After the dinner, they headed upstairs to their rooms. By morning, they had to meet at the horse stables with one guest riding off to the sunset. Never to return. Filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, Rod close black lens bracket. "I'm sitting in my bed paranoid of everything around me. Although we're meeting at the stables tomorrow morning, I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it to the stables. If it isn't me who's dying, it's Eddie, the person I currently trust the most in this house. I definitely do not want to see myself dead, and I am frustrated that RJ's strategy worked. Damn it, if I have any reason to live, it's to ensure that his team crumbles to the ground." Dash. Next morning, filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, third person close black lens bracket. It was a windy 8 a.m. morning, and luckily, Rod and Eddie were still alive. The guests mounted their horses and rode together in the golden hues of sunrise, following Charles to the destination of the horse stables. At first glance, everything was tranquil and the scenery was picturesque. The vibrant scenery was aesthetically pleasing, the gentle wind was dancing through the fields, and the blooming flowers carried a wonderful scent, revealing their beautiful colors. "I wonder what can go wrong," Eddie thought. Suddenly, a flock of birds appeared mysteriously, ensuing chaos and causing the horses to panic. Everyone struggled in attempting to calm their horses down. "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down, horses," Lindsay's voice rang out with concern. "Just try to keep your balance, everybody," Charles commanded, trying to keep a calm composure. Ow! A sharp cry of pain pierced through the ruckus. All heads turned in the direction of the cry with confusion. "Eddie, what's wrong?" Rod yelled. Eddie did not respond. Within the heat of the moment, Eddie and his horse collapsed on the ground, spreading large clouds of dust everywhere. "Eddie, are you okay?" Alana screamed in fear. Charles and the guests hopped off their horses and surrounded Eddie. They were staring at him with concern, but he did not move a bone. "Did Eddie get murdered?" Bernice mumbled. "Yes, I'm afraid so. Eddie has been killed," Charles somberly confirmed. "What are we going to do now?" Sue gave a pleading look to Charles, desperate for answers. Get off your horses and follow me to the nearby field. A few minutes later. As you all know, Eddie fell off his horse and will never come back to the saddle ever again. And so, the time has come for you all to hit the ground and solve the murder by carefully gathering clues from one of 3 locations. The crime scene where Eddie suffered his final dismount, the morgue which is an outdoor, makeshift examination that we set up for you, and the victim's last known whereabouts which is the horse stables. I will now run off into the woods to take a tinkle so that you can make your decisions and return shortly. Rod, Lindsay, and Miranda huddled together. We're not going to get any more help from Liam's team, so we need to really nail this thing. We definitely cannot take another hit because then whoever is left is going to be screwed, Rod whispered. He continued, so where should we all go? I prefer last known whereabouts, Miranda replied. I grew up around barns and horses, so I think that the horse stables are for me. Okay, I'll take the crime scene. Lindsay can go to the morgue. Soon after the discussion, Charles returned to the field. Now that I have completed my task in the woods, time is of the essence. So, who would like to trot off to the last known whereabouts? Miranda, RJ, and Bernice raised their hands. Who would like to stampede over to the morgue? Sue, Lindsay, and Alana held their hands up. Finally, Liam and Rod, you will gallop over to the crime scene. They both nodded. Please leave a like and comment if you enjoy this book. I am looking for constructive feedback, so please leave a comment regarding anything I can improve on. 1,000 likes and I will make a sequel. Open black lens bracket POV, Sue close black lens bracket. Location outdoor morgue. Alana, Lindsay, Sue, the 3 of us arrived to the outdoor, makeshift morgue where Eddie's corpse was enveloped by a body bag. We unzipped the bag, revealing his half-naked body, his lower half covered with a towel. At first glance, there were no scratches or wounds. It was by far the cleanest dead body out of the 5. Not a single scratch. Alana scratched her head. We continued investigating Eddie's body by checking his face and chest. There was nothing. Moments later, Lindsay noticed a Flora and Fauna of the Avebury Woods sign adjacent to the corpse. On the left hand of the sign was a POISONOUS text header and on the right hand was a non-poisonous header. Below the headers were pictures of plants and snakes that were less than greater than poisonous and non-poisonous. The sign indicated that pink oleander flowers and eastern coral snakes were poisonous, but pink bougainvillea flowers and scarlet king snakes were non-poisonous. Lindsay read the sign, eastern coral snake. Could he have died from a snake bite? Possibly. We should check his back, I suggested. We turned Eddie over to his side. What are these? Snake bites? Alana asked. It seemed like 2 pairs of little holes or punctures with blood running down his back. I believe so. Oh, look, Eddie's clothes are hung over there. Let's go check it. Lindsay and Alana went to check Eddie's clothes while I stayed put. I unveiled Eddie's legs, exposing another pair of small, deep holes on his lower right calf with dried up blood. I'm thinking I currently have the upper hand since the other 2 did not discover this information. Soon, Lindsay and Alana returned with Eddie's shirt and jeans. Can one of you help me hold up these jeans? Lindsay asked. Sure, I replied. I put my hand over the holes on the jeans to hide the information from them. Thankfully, Lindsay did not question my tactics. Eddie's body is different from all the other ones. I mean Jacob and Athena were all burnt up and Alfred was mauled by an animal. But with Eddie, it's barely anything, Alana remarked. Exactly, we definitely need more information from the other locations. Filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, Miranda close black lens bracket. Location last known whereabouts, RJ, Miranda, Bernice. We entered the horse stables and right away, I noticed that each stall had a name written on it. They were the names of the horses. The horses' names were Artemis, Hermes, Apollo, Zeus, Poseidon, and Flora. These are all Greek gods, right? I asked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, Bernice responded. I pointed at the sixth horse stall, but I don't think Flora is a Greek god name. Behind that stall, there were these pink flowers. While Bernice went off to examine the flowers, I continued wandering around the stables while discreetly following RJ, hoping to gain some vital information from him. He picked up some objects from the corner, a hammer and some nails. He looked behind him to see if anyone was watching, but I quickly looked away acting like I wasn't watching his every move. He then walked over to the other side of the stable to an area that looked like an old-fashioned workshop. I saw him lingering over a spittoon. Although he was silent, it looked like he found something significant. After he went over to chat with Bernice, I headed to that same area. I looked inside the spittoon and there it was, mortar and pestle. Inside the mortar, there were pieces of the pink flower I saw behind the sixth stall. The flowers looked like they were ground up, almost like somebody was making some kind of medicine. Obviously, this was a major clue that I needed to share with my team. Filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, Liam close black lens bracket. Location crime scene. Rod, Liam, Rod and I approached Eddie's black horse in the crime scene. There seemed to be no major piece of evidence on the horse. That was until I opened the horse's saddlebag to take a peek inside. I jumped in fear. There was a black and red snake inside. Rod grimaced and checked the saddlebag as well. Oh crap, okay, I'm gonna release this bad boy. He grabbed the bag and dumped it, releasing the snake. Do you know what type of snake that is? I asked. Nope, but it doesn't look like a friendly one, that's for sure. Red and black looks poisonous to me. We then went to investigate the other side of the crime scene where we noticed a bird cage with a string attached to its door. We also saw another long string going through the clearing. It was tied from one post to another. This is definitely tripwire, I said. Yeah, it's connected to that post. So the birds fly out and spook the horses, creating the dust and commotion. But what I am wondering is where did the snake bite Eddie? Rod questioned. That is an excellent question, my friend. We are going to have to rely on the other locations for information. Open black lens bracket POV, Liam close black lens bracket. After everyone examined their respective areas, Charles informed us to meet in the field next to the benches. Now, let me remind you that you are here to solve a murder. So, the time has come for you to discuss the information you've gathered. Have fun eating a good old-fashioned cowboy lunch with the killer. He pointed to several sack lunches resting on the picnic table. Hopefully it's something to die for. Cold cut, yuck. We grabbed our lunches and our group convened at one picnic table, further from Rod's group. I initiated the conversation. You guys realize that if we continue to play this numbers game, we're all guaranteed spared since Rod's team only has 3 members left. Plus, they don't trust Lindsay. Alright, hit us with a strategy. Sue responded. Here's the strategy. All we need to do is get one of Rod's members. RJ countered. That's going to be a bit of a problem because Miranda is really indebted to Rod. Our group continued discussing while I spied on Rod's team from the distance. I'll be back. I walked over to Rod's picnic table. What's up guys? What do you want, Liam? Rod grumbled. Just wanted to talk a little bit. I continued, there are 5 of us. 3 of you guys. If one of you decides to go to my team instead, that leaves only 2 people with 2 investigation sites. It pretty much guarantees you are spared and the other two people fend for themselves. Rod retorted, well, that is a bold new stance for you to be upfront, but no thanks. Shoo. Do you speak for everybody? I think we couldn't agree more. So you can take your chances to come to our group and you are guaranteed to be spared. What guarantee are you giving that you're not just going to turn around and sell whoever goes to join? He replied, I guarantee that you live today. At this point, Rod was furious. Liam, get out of here. Who can guarantee you anything more than that? Are you guaranteeing that they are going to live? We have been working together for a long enough time that they know that I'm not just going to turn around and backstab them the way you guys do to each other. Rod, you're delusional. You and Eddie got a scared card last time. I jeered. That doesn't mean anything. Why are you so desperate? Just leave, he shouted. I walked back to my group cackling at Rod's absurdity, but still wondered why Lindsay and Miranda did not budge. Why did they trust Rod so much? It was 5 against 3, I thought. Filled right pointing pointer. Open black lens bracket POV, Bernice close black lens bracket. Liam returned along with RJ. Liam just made the boldest move I've ever seen. He just downright solved the rest of the day for us so that we could relax and just told them, listen, walk away from Rod, and they said no, RJ said. Dang it, they said no, Alana gasped. Never mind that, let's turn a page, now it's investigation time. Did one of you find snake bites on Eddie's left leg? Liam asked. No, on the right leg on the lower right calf, Sue answered. Was the snake red, Liam? Alana questioned. He nodded, yeah it was red and had black and white stripes on it. Red to yellow, you're a dead fellow, RJ murmured. RJ's statement reminded me of a childhood memory, how about when red touches the black, you're okay Jack? I thought that meant it is not poisonous. RJ snapped, yes. Red and black, you're okay Jack. Liam seemed puzzled, where are you guys getting these from? It's a little thing you learn when you're a kid. If red touches yellow, you're a dead fellow. If red touches black, you're okay Jack, I replied. So you said the snake was red and black, right? Sue asked Liam. He nodded, and Alana jumped in our morgue, there was a sign with a poisonous and non-poisonous side. There were 2 snakes, Eastern Coral and Scarlet King Snake. The Eastern Coral Snake was the snake Liam found in the saddle and it's poisonous. Right below it was this flower. RJ interrupted, wait stop is the king snake the same as the coral snake? Nope, the king snake doesn't have the white. Just red and black. The eastern coral snake has the white and it's on the poison side. Alana said. Alana baffled me, are you sure, Alana? I thought if red touches black, it's not poisonous. I was in a dilemma at this point. Do I trust Alana or do I trust my childhood riddle? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was poisonous. She said. Okay, whatever, I hope you're right.